You can't spell brawl without putting that roll in. Can't spell draw without putting that roll.
Draw backwards on all you rappers. Draw backwards on all you rappers.
Oh yeah, this is a banger. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the first time I've heard this was today, and I actually watched the video and everything. It was extremely dope. Yeah, extremely dope.
Thank you.
I actually was born on what was it, Crenshaw on 227th in Torrance.
That's the remix.
I grew up right over there in Torrance. My mom's moved to Lomita, to Harbor City. I went to President. My sister went to Norbonne, played basketball over there. Was a super hooper.
Sick.
And then we ended up moving to Carson and stuff. But like I was listening to where you was from, like, oh, you from the South Bay, which is dope. But you kind of been to all the local schools where we grew up at.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So what you got going on right now as far as music, career-wise, just to let the people know?
Shit, man. It's I'm doing a lot right now. So, actually, I don't even need to do these. So, everything I do is always like multifaceted, right? So it's like never just like kind of like one lane. So like on the music tip, I'm about to drop some crazy visuals. This like I'd say over the last like year and a half, I've probably like done like 15 to 20 like videos that I never released. Okay. So I'm about to just like put them shits out and just bombard it, you know, the culture with it. Yeah. And then I'm releasing this new website I've been launching. It's davidsebastian.com, where you get merch. I'm putting out these like cashmere towels for Coachella. I'm putting out these shoes. These my shoes.
You feel me?
The David World Tours popping. I'm working with this brand called Visitor on Earth, real big established brand. Von Dutch designed it for them, doing it, like bringing that shit back.
You got a lot going on, big dog.
I'm like working. I'm like books, film. Like I'm doing so much shit right now. Like I'm tired of shit right now.
I know we got you quoted in. I just read your interview on LA Weekly. We got you quoted in there. You say you work harder than Kendrick, and you know I'm Top Dog Entertainment. Like he work harder than Kendrick, but I'm looking at you doing a lot though. You know what I mean? So I can't really say. I mean,
listen. I honestly like I'm a Kendrick fan. You know, I remember K-Dot back in like the Gardena days and shit like that, and like he works crazy hard. You know, the only reason why I would even say something like that is because there's not many artists that I know that'll like shoot their video, edit their video, design the clothes that they wearing in the video, design the clothes everybody wearing in the video, make the you know what I mean.
You work harder than a Chinaman.
no, but that's a different type of work ethic for sure. Now I'll let you touch on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I just try to put my fingerprint on everything. So anything you ever see, a lot of people don't know. Anything you ever see from me, like you know, it's my blueprint. You know,
I feel that.
No, I think that's actually dope because that people will miss that in greatness. And some people like I've been in a position to where like I've had to build my own brand, my own brand, trying to get your own support behind that everything, and not having that team or not having that backing. You know, having to be your own backing. Sometimes having to be your own manager, talk your own deal. Like y'all don't know how to make this person believe in me. I got to make this person believe in me.
It's essential,
and it gets to be it's like because we're only energy. I believe, like, you feel me? It sucks for me in so many ways. That's where it's like you can look at somebody and be like, you can see him on their grind and be like, oh, he comparing himself to Ken's. Like, nah, if you see my grind and how hard I'm working hard behind the scenes. You feel me?
Right. And the way I look at it is like a name is just a name. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like the way I look at time, space, like when you talk about acid, like everything is
talking about acid.
I was talking about acid.
I was talking about all them
acid triple life.
No, it's cool. It's just like I already in my mind am the biggest artist on planet Earth, the highest grossing, the push the culture forward. Like I already am there. Lady Gaga said I was Lady Gaga when I was like in bars playing to 15 people. I knew what the vision was. Y'all just didn't know. So it's like, you know, we have all these players in the game right now, and I respect them because they doing their thing. But like I know once I get that real look on what I'm doing, it's gonna be nothing like it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's almost like, and I don't want to. I'll put you on that level. I don't know how you feel about that, but I actually think it's a good critique for how I feel about hip hop. But I had my manager Moose. He put me on like Lil B back in the day. You know, we knocking the Lil B, and it's like nobody could understand Lil B at that time. And we be in the car. We in the car with bitches, and we bumping Lil B, and we bass God down, and they mad as fuck at us. And I'm like, nah, you not hearing this nigga. You not understanding this nigga. And then like years and years later, you hearing the influence that like, oh, you hearing like A$AP Rocky. Rocky, you hearing a lot of cheeky people shouting him out, like, you know, that little B, that brain that ain't.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like he had a big influence on Cole. I believe, like, a lot of your odd futures and a lot of your...
a lot of them are the base god.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's two types of people. You know, there's people who influence culture, and then there's people who look at the people who influence culture, and they may have a bigger presence or a bigger bag, and then the world becomes familiar with those people, but there's always someone behind the person you're looking at that's probably influencing them. Right. You know what I mean?
So who's your influencer? You might be asking.
Man, they all dead.
Man, okay.
For real.
How old are you? Now I didn't know how old you are.
I'm like Picasso, Salvador Dali, fucking, you know, some people, like, just to be honest with you, I get inspired by life, you know, just like life, you know.
Absolutely.
And just being uncensored and not creating limits and borders for myself. I have a friend who's an artist, and she hit me last night just asking me for like some creative advice or whatever. Yeah. And I was just trying to tell her, like, you know, the biggest borders and boxes are the ones that we put for ourselves, you know. And I think the reason why I'm able to create certain things is because I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, anything's infinite. Anything can happen. It's just how far you're willing to take to manifest that idea, you know?
Right.
Oh, well, that gets us right into our topic then. We're talking about drugs and addiction. And addiction, like, now we need that. Does it exist? Is this a real thing, or is it a limitation put on drugs?
Should a limitation be put on drugs?
Is it a limitation? But addiction, is it a limitation on drugs? Somebody saying you're addicted? Because...
I mean, yeah, I think addiction exists in all forms, not just drugs and everything. But, I mean, I think a lot of people use drugs and become codependent on it. I think it's personally cool to do, not cool, but I think it's okay to do certain drugs, like certain psychedelics, when you like searching for some type of spiritual enlightenment, or you just trying to open up certain pathways and dimensions in your brain.
Stressing you out.
That's your shit.
Any of that.
You don't want to pop acid around the kids. They turn it into the animal. We had a conversation before you walked in here. It got deep.
Yeah, but this generation, to be honest with you, they're just numbing themselves.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're
it's
doing.
just numb. You know, that's why depressing music is working right now, because like the world is depressed. Like, shit is fucked up. Everybody's broke. Wow. Everybody going through some shit. We got a crazy man as the president. You know, all this shit is going on. So we almost like living in like a comic book, like a fucked up joke. Yeah. So we weren't giving our parents didn't give us the tools, because they didn't have the tools to really be able to cope with this shit emotionally. The school system doesn't give us these tools to cope. So like all we really do have are drugs to like at least escape what reality. But then when you come back to reality, it's the same fucked up shit. So
exactly, you can't escape it for so long. You know what I mean? You got to come down off that high, and when you do, it's ugly. You know what I mean? It's super
and then certain people just don't know how to even deal with what's going on, so it's like they stay high. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what it feel like to be sober no more.
And then it becomes a habit where like you got them. I even did. I was like, y'all got some weed. Like, it becomes like for me. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it becomes like an instinctual thing. You're like, where the weed at? Let's run. And then you just smoking just to smoke. It ain't even.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know,
it becomes a habit at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I'm one of the people. I'm one of them. People who smoke like at night and shit. You know, me and my wife, we do our thing. You know what I mean? And it's every other night. But I can't. I'm glad I don't have to be like every day. Like, let me smoke.
I didn't even know you smoked dope, bro. You be smoking dope. Me and your girl, me and my girl need to get together.
You gotta relax. I stop drinking, man. I don't drink. So, you know, I picked up weed. Luckily, I picked up weed when I was 28, man. Like, odd enough. I didn't even like weed, man. It just give me a headache. Straight up.
Weed? That was that bad dope.
I don't know, man. It was that outdoor.
What's your take on weed? Is weed a drug? I don't feel like weed's a drug.
I don't feel like weed is a drug. No,
it isn't.
I would categorize. I ran a collective. I categorize it as a herb, like what they gave Jesus when he was born. Frankincense, myrrh. I believe these was the cushions back then.
I could dig
That's what acid.
I could dig. Y'all want to hear a crazy acid story?
I'm with you.
Okay, we always down for that.
And it kind of coincides. What building are we in right now? 5777.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you see what I got on my face, right? 777, right?
I can't see that one. Here it goes. Okay.
So it's that one, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna tell y'all.
That's my favorite number too. It's scary though. I didn't even tell you that piece neither.
Right. So I was born on the 7th, 7 a.m. Cedar Sinai Hospital, 7th floor. my whole life. I grew up in 7B complex, whatever. 7 has followed me, right? So the first time I did acid, I was in a car. I was in the car with like these 4 girls, right? And they was annoying as fuck. And I just popped it for the first time. And I remember people telling me like, if you do acid, you can't be in the wrong vibe because it'll like shift your energy and whatever. So I'm like, y'all gotta pull over. So they pull over. I hop out the car. They're like, well, nigga, where you going? I'm just like, I'm out. So I'm walking down the street. I'm downtown. And I hear this girl singing behind me, and her voice was beautiful. And I was like, yo, like, what's your name? She was like, my name's Seven.
Damn.
No. This gets it gets
Keep it going.
It gets trippier. Y'all may not even believe me. It gets so fucking trippy.
No, I do drugs. I do this shit.
So she said her name was Seven, right?
Yeah.
And she had a little chain that said 7 on it and shit. I was like, oh shit. So she was like, I'm a delivery girl for LA Cafe. Y'all know LA Cafe? It's like, so I'm a delivery girl, and I get off in an hour. You should let me be your guide on your trip. So I'm like, all right, cool, you know? So she leaves, she goes, whatever, and I walk down the street to the Staples Center. It was around Christmas time, and they had that big Christmas tree. Yeah. So I go underneath the Christmas tree, and I'm just like laying there, all acid, just looking and just tripping. So an hour later, she finds me. I don't even know how she finds me under the tree, because like LA Cafe is far from Christmas
so
spot.
it's cool distance.
So she comes under there, and she's like, are you ready? And I'm like, let's go. So
this shit get real.
So she has codes to like all the buildings down there because she does delivery, right? So she take me to like Johnny Depp's apartment complex. She's taking me to all these buildings, underground shit, like just like y'all ever see The Matrix? You know the Asian dude in The Matrix with all the keys. I felt like she was the Asian dude in The Matrix. Like she was just taking me all these places. So fast forward, this is where it gets trippy.
Yeah,
we end up at 777 Hope Street.
Nah. The address, y'all
77 Hope Street.
With 7.
On the 7th floor, I'm on the balcony. Literally, like, at this point, I'm, like, peaked on that. I'm just, like, fried. And she's, like, I'm, like, on the balcony. She whispers in my ear. She's like, it's my time to leave. And she just goes. Like, I'm, like, so fucked up I can't even look around. She's gone. And then, I'll never forget, it was in the morning. And a plane, like, flew over the building, like so close, right? And I was like looking like, man, this is like the most, like I could die here. Like it was the most beautiful experience, right? And I got so happy.
That's LSD for you right there.
And I had headphones in my ear, and Biggie's song, oh, come on, it came on, and I got so happy I danced every floor down. The people in the building was looking like, this nigga's crazy. I'm like just fucking diddy bopping down the stairs and shit.
Take that.
Right.
So I get on the first floor, and I notice my last name on the paintings in the building. My real last name is Miklotsky. So that's like what?
No, you didn't see no goddamn McClatchy.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It gets crazier. So it was these 3, and the paintings were like pictures of the mind, right? Now my father died last year, right? Yeah. He was a fine artist.
Condolences.
Thank you. And he became a rabbi towards the end of his year, but he was a fine artist. He was like he had art in the White House and shit, but he switched his style. He used to do all this crazy psychedelic shit, and then he switched it and started doing more like paintings of like flowers and things like that. Long story short, so I'm looking at the paintings, and it's like a picture of this brain and the mechanics of the mind and all this shit. I'm like, this is crazy, and my last name's on it. I found out later that those were my father's paintings in 777 Hope Street. It gets even crazy.
Oh, I can't get no crazy. I can't. Hold on, let me.
But this shit, this what you don't understand. You won't understand this till you do acid. Like he's saying this for real. It's only happen though when you on this shit. Like you'll be like.
At this point, I'm like, man, this is fucking crazy. So I walk outside.
That's some good LSD.
I walk outside.
Damn.
And I bust a right, and I'm on 7th and Hope Street, right? And I'm walking across the street, and there was this fucking homeless dude, right? Like, in the most fucked up condition. He had one leg, he's limping. I'm talking about, like, you would not, like, fucked up. Right. But I'm so happy that I see this nigga, and I just hug him. Like, I'm hugging this man in the middle of the street, because I felt so happy with the shit I just seen that, like, you know, I just feel
you can love everybody.
I love everybody, right? So I look him in his eyes, I'm like, what's your name? I swear on my mama's life, this nigga said 7.
No.
I swear on my life, this nigga said 7.
I would have got on from him though. You the trippiest part of the thing. Cause I called your ass. I knew you was coming.
And like he said it sober too. Like he was looking on foot. I said, "What's your 7?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm done." Yeah,
for sure. Look, that's the triple life right there. I know.
So
I've been there. I didn't been asking God so many questions right off LSD one time. He kept doing like some drone shit to my perspective. Like it would be like I'm talking to the homegirl off the LSD, and it zoomed out to where like I can see the whole apartment building we was in, and I see all they conversations going on. So now it's like Sim City, and I'm like, damn, our conversation don't seem that important when I see the bigger picture. I'm like, well, how big the picture get? Then God zoomed it out a little bit more. I see all of Los Angeles. Sim City mode.
Oh my goodness.
On the drone. So now I'm like, LSD I see everybody. Now I'm like, everybody like ants on this level. You see the freeways moving, everything. Like at this point, you see how simple we are. Like if you take us to a higher perception of things, I see how we are like ants on a smaller level. It seems so important to us even now in this room. Yeah. It's a billion other things going on right now outside of what we're doing at this moment.
Oh, we're super insignificant though.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we really significant as a unit that I kept zooming out. Like, well, what's the fucking point? I zoomed out so far, I ended up somewhere. I was in the upside down. Okay. It was like in the. I was
on a Stranger Things.
I was over here in outer space, but like in the distance, I seen what appeared to be a flat Earth, but it was crystal.
Oh, back to flat Earth.
It was crystal. We
did an episode on that shit already.
We did. This is why I had to push the flat Earth. It looked to be like a flat Earth, but it was all crystal, and it had tall ass buildings on some like Walt Disney Castle shit. It was all crystal, and it looked to be like crystal beings on this motherfucking. They was tall.
Hold on. That's crazy as shit.
Don't say no. You didn't see it too.
Don't tell me you saw it too.
The
they think I'm bullshitting.
Hold on. No. Listen, the crystal beans exist, my nigga. The first time I did DMT, I seen these big crystal like beans.
I've heard this story before, and look, he's my only one that's gonna give me my validation right now because y'all think I'm
crazy. That's crazy.
Come on,
Q DJ.
Well, he told me. Let's come on, shit. Don't stop now.
Everybody go do LSD one time, just once. Just one.
I freaked out off the bud brownie. I know I can't handle that shit.
I don't want to see the world in the crystal beans.
Hey, that's why you gonna be sheeple because you don't want to see what's really cracking. It's cracking.
I don't want to use the word like you know how they say ignorance is bliss because in a sense it is bliss, right? So like you wouldn't want to see the bigger picture like in its full extent.
I think I'll be afraid.
It's called the Allegory of the Cave, actually. It's where, like, if we put some people in a cave and we face them in there looking at the back of the cave and I light a fire behind them. It's real, you can Google this. It's smart man shit because I know I sound retarded a lot. But if you put a whole bunch of people and you chained us in a cave, and for millions of years you just trained us to look at the back of this cave, and all you gave us was a fire behind us, so I can only see my shadows dancing on the cave wall. I've never seen trees. I've never seen none of this. The day one of us escaped that cave and I come back and tell you, hey, bro, it's more to the world than this fucking cave you've been in with these shadows dancing. This all you see is it's not even real.
I'm so hyped because literally I've never heard that until someone told me the allegory, that whole shit a week ago.
The Allegory of the Cave.
Someone told me about this.
We connected, bro. I'm going to be honest. These are murals by BEEZ, bro. You sit next to a painter, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, it gets sick when you off that shit, but they ain't done no drugs. They ain't been addicted.
You know what? I'm going to go do it.
She's addicted to marriage. Do it with your husband. Go see the crystal people together. But it's good for you. It's good for us.
Hold on.
It's good for us.
We got confirmation from Mike. He said this is going to be the 7th episode on our YouTube channel.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, God in heaven. You brought this energy up in here, bro. You came in here with the Celestine with you.
Hold on. Guess what his name is.
It better be 11.
It better not be. Better be 11.
What's your name?
Nah, that's why he got him with him. That's why he got him with him, dog.
No, listen. Listen. His real name.
It's 7 of us in here right now.
Listen. When I first met him, I said because I was like, you should work with me, and I was like, man, your name is 7, right?
No, y'all ain't done no drug. Y'all got to do the trippy drugs. They'll wake your ass up. Hey, Richie, why you think I keep saying it's purgatory, bro? I'm like, I've been off the drugs, bro. I just seen the bigger picture. Like niggas is asleep, bro. It's really cracking.
Y'all got me freaking out. We're 7 people in this
Anyway, we're talking about addiction. Don't give them no more real. Don't give them no more real. You gonna have a malfunction.
But I believe
okay, you know what?
It's 7 people in here right now. It's 7 fucking people in here.
Something has happened. Even though I've never done LSD, none of that shit, like I do feel what y'all are saying. Like I've I've had just a high that I laid and woke up in bed one time and just started thinking about life in a completely different way. And what y'all saying, it makes sense to me though, because I was seeing life that way. Like I have been off this planet just off a natural high, and I know it may sound crazy,
but no, it doesn't. Before we had drugs, people was already speaking to like the higher consciousness. It's just the fact of the matter is like I said, the reason I loved LSD is because it makes us all aware of this consciousness. Like the reason you touching with us right now, right? Because we've been on drugs you ain't been on, but the consciousness we got from there, that shit make a lot of sense. Like what they kicking, but our spirits are all the same. I'm like, now if we kick it up a notch with this acid tap, you going all the way. That's why
I can't do it, because I smoke too much weed and I get too deep. I have people tripping out.
And the thing you're gonna find once you
gonna do it, it's gonna be it's really the crossing over. You gotta go to the upside down.
All this shit is real. Right. You know, like fucking
the upside down.
Everything is real. I would just say that. Yeah. Like I was just laughing with him, man. I was like fucking with this reptilian bitch. I should say this.
Hey, you see our chameleon in here, don't you?
Man.
This is our chameleon.
I gotta hear this story.
I was talking about the reptilian. I just told you the bitch was a reptilian. These are my words. This is because we've been off the same shit.
You know what? That's crazy. Y'all are too much alike. Y'all too much alike. Yeah, that's crazy.
So you know what I'm saying? You don't think
addicted to marriage, we addicted to these drugs. Everybody get addicted, drown in this shit.
Nah, that shit is real though.
I feel you. That's fucked up. So what the chick what story you about to tell us, David?
About the reptilian bitch. I definitely into that shit.
You know, listen, bro. I just say this.
They've not been the Queen of England.
Nah.
I heard stories.
So I met this girl. I'm definitely not gonna say her name, but I met this girl, and when I seen her, I was with my manager at the time. When I seen her, I was like, "Fuck, I'm about to marry this chick." Like she had a sword. This was crazy. Yeah. She was in all black. She was with this dude who was her nigga, and she was holding a sword, bro. Like an actual sword and a leather thing, but her face looked like fucking Angelina Jolie, Black Angel. Like she was just the vibe, right? And I walk up to her.
Where her man?
So let me see who's looking at my shit.
Hold on, they don't get you in trouble, baby.
Listen, the point is we met.
Yeah.
And we connected in that moment on some crazy shit. She hits me like 8 months down the road or whatever, out of nowhere, right? I
ain't got a man.
And she said, "Where you at?" I pull up on her. She stole a car. We drove it to Las Vegas. We blew the car up off an overpass, fucked in the desert. Like, this is some
crazy.
These
is all jokes. If there's any law enforcement listening, this is all
sketch we gonna do.
That car you found burning is not the homies, dog. That was not the homie and the serpent head.
But tell us more about the script.
So since I met her,
yeah,
she said, "Man, I've been having these weird dreams that I was like sent here to destroy you." Right? So let me. He knows her back there. So he met her. Her tongue.
Ass, Mike.
Her tongue is naturally split.
Naturally
fucking split. Her shit is long. Naturally split. The first time we fucked, it was like. There was like a...
You fucked the serpent bitch? You are a rock star.
He said they fucked in the desert.
That's rock star.
That wasn't the first
time. You fucked a reptilian on Earth,
No, I'm going to tell you something crazy, though. I'm going to tell you something crazy, though. So, like, the sunlight was, like, hitting her face, right? She start... I swear you ever see Men in Black when her eyelids open?
The little blinking shit.
That shit did it, and she seen me look at it, and when she did it, like, she seen me see that shit in her.
She seen me see her
eyes
malfunction.
Malfunction shit. And
she flashed your ass with the shit and tried to make you forget everything.
Nah, bro. It was like a year for me trying to get away from this girl. Like, she started, it just was crazy. And she was like, I'm put here to kill you. Like, this ain't like I have dreams that I'm put here to kill you, but I love you so much. Like, we had some deep shit because I'm crazy.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit.
Yeah. But
she was on assignment. She was on assignment for your life, and you was attracted to her because she was set out on assignment for you, dog.
Yeah. You are, man.
But you just conquered
the bitch.
God. You like, bitch, you think you an assassin? You really fucking with the beast. Yeah. You fuck. Hey, that's what I'm telling you. Hey,
you killed her with love.
Man, if y'all know our
strength. Was it love?
I wrote a song, right? I'm going to give y'all 4 bars about it.
Please.
Okay.
Come on with it.
But can you spit us a freestyle at the end, too, please?
Yeah, we're going to need that, too.
At the end when you're not ready.
It said, my mama didn't even like your ass. You was a motherfucking psychopath. If I was a girl, I'd probably fight your ass. I loved your ass, and you ain't even got no ass. Cause that was another thing about her. She had no ass. She was just flat back mountain.
Ham booty head ass bitch.
Skillet booty having ass. Oh, salsa booty having ass.
Yoga booty having ass.
Booty. Oh.
Handball off your back head ass bitch. We over there.
iPod screen.
Waterfall. We over there. Bitch, we over there doing backflips off your back, bitch.
Right.
Serpentine tongue, flat back, trying to kill the homie. Trying to be a star head ass bitch.
Oh, I got my back.
Fuck him in the desert with no Vaseline. Man, definitely that bitch.
Yeah, she should have killed herself for real. She should have killed her goddamn self.
Oh man.
And me and homie ever run? Oh, you said that bitch got a samurai sword, huh?
She had a samurai.
I'm talking reckless. Hey, this is Raw Vision TV. These are all disclaimers, man. If you coming for the homie David, man, he gotta go what's coming to him. That was just BEEZ got 2 kids 2 months apart, and I need to survive.
Yeah,
a lot of people got assignments. A lot of people got assignments. It could be your friend. It could be your mama. It could be your best. It could be like when you destined to do certain shit, man. It's always somebody trying to stop you.
So do y'all? Okay, I'm gonna get around to actually what they destined for. Cause like me, when I was 6 years old, I don't know if God didn't tell me. I told God, whoever the universe ever listened at the time, I said, I'm gonna be an actor.
Yeah,
and I'm an actor.
You
know what I mean? So, have you, any of y'all here just knew what y'all were destined for at a young age? Like, said this shit?
I only feel like I can tell this story because he here, so I don't feel crazy by myself.
Come on with the crazy shit.
Mom's gonna be mad at this episode, but I gotta drop it because Mom's ain't never dropped her story though, right?
Yeah.
So Mom's get to college, right? Here goes my acid trip of life, right? My name's Calvin Dyer. I'm named after my daddy, right?
Yeah.
My son's named Calvin Dyer. Little Calvin's mother's name is Antoinette. It's the same name as my mother. My mother's name is Antoinette. You feel me? So I got with Antoinette, had a little Calvin too, just like my daddy. My daddy's a pastor, but before my mama met my daddy, she went to college. Some psychic man on the radio told her birthday was. So she's an Aquarius. Shout out, I'm an Aquarius too.
Me too.
I'm Aquarius too. I know this is gonna keep going. Look, but it gets deep though, right? Mom's in college. She going to Cal State, LA.
Yeah.
They friends dare her to call the psychic network. She called. Psychic man said, I got your birthday artist. I want to meet you. Bam, come on down. She come down to meet the dude. Dude tell her straight up, man, your little boyfriend in college that's in the fucking theater class with you, the nigga's cheating on you. Got another woman pregnant in the shit. Sure enough, boom. Like her main nigga dog is pregnant by another chick, and they same theatrical group. They all in the Medea play together and shit. Psychic man call it and shit. Long story short, Mom's wind up trusting in the psychic man. She ride with him for 5 years. He write the charts for Michael Jackson, James Brown. And by charts, I mean astrological charts. And this is shit my mama told me before there was a Google. So for the longest, I had to forgive my mama because I thought my mama was crazy because I couldn't Google none of this shit.
Yeah.
She would be saying astro flights and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I got Google and I'm like, if my mom talking about she went on astro flights. And that shit corrected it, astral flights. And this is outer body experiences. My mom like, man, I'm with this psychic man. He teaching me the knowledge of boom, bam, whoop. We hanging with the Jacksons. I'm smoking the weed in the same weed house in Hollywood that the Jacksons is in. They pyramid-shaped glass houses they grow weed in and shit like that. Mom, give me the whole rundown. James Brown, I'm there before the orgy jump off and all that shit. He get up out of there, but he just there to deliver the psychic chart and let him know what path he need to stay on with his shit. Long story short, Mom's got my mom hostage like 5 years and shit like that. Doing her bad, treating her bad and shit like that. She escaped this motherfucker just because, like, I think she was ready to wig his shit. She said she asking her mom and everybody for a gun. Nobody in Purgatory believe it's this serious. You feel me? They don't know where she goes. It's to the point to where my mama have so many astral flights, he's sitting there when she waking up ready to document the shit. You feel me? Like, where did you go? What did you see? And my mom would literally tell me, like, I can leave my body and go hop in a bird and go fly around the world.
Astral projection, nigga.
I can land in a bird and be watching kids play, and they throw a rock at me and my spirit get on. And I go on to the next thing. And I meet another spirit. And that spirit will go be like, check this shit out. And I, like, never to, like, probably, like, years ago did I see some shit my mom explained, which is like, we be in the middle of the wilderness and it'd be glass mansions, dog. My mom say just glass mansions, and they were empty and beautiful. It didn't even like nobody lived there yet. Then, like, years ago, I started going on Facebook, and they're like, how would you want to live here? And it'd be these tropical-ass houses in the middle of what looked like a rainforest, and they all glass, like, how these modern houses look. And I'm like, my mom was from the 70s, dog. We didn't have Google. We didn't have none of this shit. My mama telling me about sleep paralysis. I had sleep paralysis. I wake up, my body can't move, and niggas tell me, yeah, yo, whatever science sound like, nigga, if you've had that shit, you know what that shit's like. You know what I mean? And down to all my mama's kids, she's pressed all of it. Even me, like, pursuing this shit, like how the Celestine of life go, the acid trip of life. My mama's a big Richard Pryor lover. She wanted to be the first Monica of her generation. She didn't even tell me this till I told her, like, Mom, I'm going to do comedy. She's like, boy, I came out, told my mom I smoked weed. Like, I was nervous. I felt like I was coming out the closet or something. Like I'm telling my mama the word. Like, don't you know we used to did school and listen to Richard Pryor out, and like I never seen the side of my mama. And then she's like, we love Richard Pryor. I used to want to be a comedian. My mama support my ratchet ass to this day. She my #1 fan. But I'm like, my mama to this day is churched up. You can't talk to her nothing outside that Bible, and that. But it's cause what she been through. Like I've been to the deeper. I already the shit y'all kids is on. When I start calling, hey, what's up with these stones and this amicus? Yeah, BEEZ. Look, I'm gonna tell you about all of that, but you gonna want to just like you can go too deep into the rabbit hole. That's always Mom's perspective. She's 67.
You can't go too deep.
Can I tell you the trip? Oh, I'm gonna tie it in again.
Tell me the trip.
The psychic nigga's name is Lord Calvin.
Lord Calvin. And that's who my mama got away from and marries my daddy, Pastor Calvin. Everybody told me I'm supposed to be a pastor and I preach. And when my son's born, everybody tell me he's supposed to be a pastor. That's why y'all hear me talk about the Bible so much. I bring it on. I'm a PK kid. But it's like, that's really the acid trip of life. But you can't even put the dots together in your life. I feel till you've had like a spiritual drug like that, where you see the bigger picture. Let me tell you something about astral projection, bro. Or just something crazy. It's another little small story. Smaller than the acid trip story, but you could resonate. Don't think I'm crazy.
No, trust me, man.
We open
so about 7 years ago, I was working for this billionaire dude, right? And I was on the freeway, right, on my way to a photo shoot, and I had one of them weird, what do you call those, final destination moments. Like I seen everything blowing up, me dying on the thing. So I told my homie, yo, get off the freeway. Gets off the freeway. We at the Marriott downtown. You know, the big Marriott. I'm like, yo, I got to get the fuck out. I'm going to just catch an Uber there, right? But it wasn't Uber at the time, but I'm going to find my way there. So I go into the Marriott and I sit down and I had a notepad on me. I'm just drawing. Some just said, David, just go sit down and just draw. So I'm drawing, right? This African kid walks up to me named Gabriel. Y'all know about Gabriel, right? All right, Gabriel.
That's my son's name.
So this African kid walks up to me and he's like, will you draw a picture of me? I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm drawing a picture of him. He's like, can I have it? I'm like, yeah, cool. So he takes it, he leaves. Don't think nothing of it. Next thing I know, this like 7-foot white dude, right? Like 60-year-old white dude, gray hair, SpongeBob SquarePants pajamas, dirty t-shirt on, but like a 8-carat diamond ring. Like he just had one gold toenails and shit.
He the real.
You know, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit. He walks up to me and gets on his knees and starts like grabbing my, like, you the one, I've been looking for you. And I'm like, nigga, like what? Get up, what's wrong? He's like, I've been looking for you my whole life. He's like, will you come? I have a meeting in an hour in the penthouse of the Marriott. Will you have enough faith to meet me up there? So me, I'm an adventurous. You know what I mean? I'm what you call a
see what that shit
opportunity.
Yeah.
Most people would have been like, nigga, what? I'm not going up there.
No,
I'm like,
I gotta go.
That would have made me.
I'm like, I'm there, right?
Yeah.
So I go up to this penthouse, right? And it's a boardroom. And it had all these like old white aristocratic like engineer architect looking motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
And he tells them he is the one. He's the one who's gonna help me build this city. And I'm like thinking like, what? You know what I mean? I don't know what this is. This is some real. This happened in my lifetime. This is some real shit.
I believe for sure.
In the balling video that I just dropped, there's like a clip of like me in a jet and all this shit. That was around the time that I met this nigga. So, long story short. He's the one who's going to do this. He looked at me and said, what's your number? How much money do you want me to deposit in your account right now to show you that this is real, right? So I'm young. I didn't want to be like $1 million. You know what I mean? Right. I probably should have in hindsight.
I had to know who the nigga was. About 15 mil, get mom straight.
Like a little 9.
Little 9 mil, get mom.
He was just to show you, right? So, no lie. I just said $40,000. I slapped myself. So I gave all my information to his assistant. He says, tomorrow you're going to wake up, you're going to get a transfer. When you get that, you're going to hop on a plane, you're going to come to Arizona. So I remember this day. It was one of the best days ever. I wake up, I go in the bathroom, I take a shit. I'm taking a shit. I'm checking my fucking bank thing, like, you know what I mean? You have $46,000, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Call them. Long story short, a couple hours later, I'm in Arizona. I get picked up by fucking like 15 black Mali. Because what he did, you ever heard of the Lost Children of Sudan?
Yeah, of course, yeah,
right?
For sure.
All the war victims and shit.
Yeah.
He flew all of them from fucking Sudan to his fucking shit in Arizona. Had like 30 of them.
Camp
full of refugees and shit. They picked me up. And imagine you get to the airport in Arizona after this shit's happened. Like, all these refugee niggas is hopping out of vans like, come with us.
Right.
So I went with him.
Was any of their names 7?
I don't know. No.
There's about 7 other niggas. I'm sure of it.
All right.
Okay, so long story short, I get picked up, and they take me to Sedona in Arizona, and we get to a mountain, and there goes the nigga. He says, give me your phone. He takes my phone, and he says, before you could work with me, you got to walk up this mountain. And he gave me like these things I had to chant and shit because he wanted me to kill my ego. So I did that.
How big of a mountain? We say mountain, was it like the Hollywood Hills?
No, I'm talking like a mountain, my nigga.
Like a real mountain.
Like a Sedona mountain, like high incline. Like what am I doing? So I'm like, I give him my phone. I'm walking the whole time. I'm just like, kill my ego. I'm reciting this Nafata shit, and I'm just like, what am I here for? Long story short, this is getting into the reptilian shit.
Oh no, take me there. I'd be like, oh, I'm
on an Astral trip now. Just listen to these stories. Fuck with me. Come on.
This is how you gotta live. Life get boring at 30. At 30, you gotta go to the other side. You gotta go to the upside down. What's happening, man?
Yeah, fuck with me.
So I climb this mountain. I get back down. He takes me. He brought like 3 houses on this cul-de-sac, whatever, and he was building like this underground, self-sustaining, eco-friendly city in Sudan, in Mali, in fucking New Mexico, like these
things you can do with money, people.
These underground fucking cities, man. And he just wanted like a creative mind to help him do all this shit. But I end up not even really doing that. He just had me like, he'd wake me up at 5 o'clock and just have me get a calligraphy pen and write God in Hebrew letters like 10,000 times and shit.
He gave you standards. He was training your spirit. He knew he was the Purgatory. Go write standards until your ego's killed. I'm gonna fuck with you, but I gotta break your whole spirit.
ADD. Like he was curing shit inside of me. And
he said that's how you cure ADD. I'm ADHD. For sure.
He said to get a calligraphy pen, write God for fucking 8 hours straight. And
in Hebrew though.
In Hebrew.
And Arabic.
Yeah. Long story short, I'm making so much money. Like I brought 3 drum sets at Guitar Center and put the motherfuckers together. I spent like 40 G's at fucking Best Buy. I was just a nigga, never had that much money in my life. And he, in like 4 months down the road, he told me, you gonna have to choose. But because I told him I want to do music. This is how my music career started. I was like, dope. Man, I want to do fucking music. And he's like, I don't want you to do music because I know what will happen to you if you do it. And I don't even want to get into that because I don't want to put the energy out there. But he like loved me and he was like, I don't want you to do music because he's just like,
I know what you're going through. I think I told me some shit.
Yeah. But I said, fuck it, because I feel like my purpose, just like you said, your purpose is that, my purpose is to do this music shit.
Right.
So I said, you know what, I'm going to have to leave. I called my manager. He drove to Arizona in a U-Haul. I packed up all these flat screen TVs, all this shit I brought. Came back the first day I got back. I did Pussy Marijuana. The song, first went viral. First song, shot a video to it, and then that shit just happened. Wow. And I have never.
But that's the Celestine trip behind it. This is real. I was supposed to be a show on addiction. This shit is a show on the upside down. This is how. This how you move. People be wondering how you move out here and win and make this shit look sexy. You don't necessarily have to have the most money or any of that shit. It's really on. It's moving on the real Celestine vibration
right now. Pick up the LSD.
I got a dealer.
Let's try some LSD.
Yo, do you?
I got a good dealer.
I'm doing Coachella, and I want to pick up
actually have
some
one tab in the back of the closet. I'll give it to you before you leave.
Oh, I'm straight, BEEZ. I
was I knew you was just playing. I'm already woke. Look, I knew you was playing. I got one for you.
Thank you.
Get
Thank you for sure.
That was probably why he's just been sitting here so long, because I've been waiting to take somebody else to the other side, but then I'm like, my man's needed.
You should really do it, whether you do it now or tomorrow. Like, you'll find things about yourself that you'll just be
It's
like,
over Six Flags, I promise you, bro. Like, I'm going to be honest, I just did it with one of my baby mamas like a couple months ago. I thought she was going to be scared. She's like, let's go to Arco and sit up. Like, bitch, you know, it look like Vegas in here right now. You try to act normal. This probably the first. You be feeling like a fiend, because you be over there like, oh, y'all not seeing what I'm seeing. You niggas look like stars. You niggas is glowing tonight. Everybody's a star.
And the one thing when you do acid, at least the feeling I got is
you be
like,
making waves.
Like we are all the same shit. Yeah. Like you're me. Like you really are me living consciousness. Like, and I'm you, and we all living in the same consciousness as one.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but like imagine God creating all of this ecosystem of humans and animals and all that, and we're all sharing the same consciousness, experience, and life through these different perspectives.
The Men in Black effect. Like, what if we told you it was aliens right amongst you, and then like Will Smith tell them like, well, why y'all just ain't told everybody? We done it before, kid. They don't want to believe this shit. They rather believe this shit simple. Yeah. But you look at it, bro. You look at a lot of shit. I was watching the National Geographic the other day and watching some scary shit. And they're showing this fucking, it wasn't even a snail. It's some aqua creature that blows air into its eyes and pushes them out like a snail. And they're showing this shit in 1080 HP for the first time. And I can look at this shit. I'm like, if any nigga sits here and tell me that this shit is normal. And then every other animal they show me after this, I had to wonder, like, who invented electricity? Because did Einstein or whoever, the Thomas Edison, this fucker, or what about these fish? Did they start glowing before, like you said, consciousness? When did these fish start glowing? Because we didn't discover them till after the homie invented electricity. And all of a sudden, we got fish with electricity. I got a bulb on my head, homie. And like, this isn't the story of how we learned electricity. It would make more sense. Hey, I found this fish that glowed, and I figured out the process to how he glowed.
Reverse engineering fucking...
You know what I did with my fucking 3-year-old? I took his ass outside with a 99-cent store kite, and I tied some keys to that motherfucker because I wanted to see if I could figure out electricity if I put my son's life as a sacrifice. Go with this kite, and I tied. And I'll be honest, thank God I failed. I know I failed. The kite wouldn't even get in the air because of the goddamn heavy ass key. So I don't know how Edison pulled this shit off, but he got the kite in the air with keys on it, and lightning struck this motherfucker, and magically you learn electricity. Magically.
I don't know.
But then we got these fish. I'm saying that's the story I was told in school. I got great straight A's in school. I aced this. I'm telling you, that is the story we're told about electricity. Then National Geographic, we have fish that illuminate themselves, and it's so dark down there, they have to create their own electricity. Yeah. Did they have an Einstein fish, or did they have a Thomas Edison fish that gave them electricity? When it's like, illuminate. It gets so trippy out here when you really start thinking about how much you know, you'll realize you don't know nothing.
We don't know shit at all.
Right.
And then when you look around, you'll realize where you at.
You know what?
My best guess right now is Purgatory.
Truth be told,
that's your best guess.
I think we're lost souls, and we almost up out of here, but we're here just figuring it out. We're buying our time, and it's like we think it's gonna get ugly. Oh, it's gonna be the end. It's like, no, this is Purgatory. That's why you be like, I know you, or I've been here before. The dude's like, I've been looking for you all my life. You probably know. I don't know this life, the next life. We probably was front row at Jesus Massacre.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
when you were talking about the like right now we in the third dimension, right? And you remember you talking about the crystal beings. So like I was at Whole Foods a week ago, and there was this white shaman dude. We was like drinking some like juice, whatever, and this white shaman dude comes up to me. He's like, "Can I talk to you?" So we sit down or whatever, and he pulls out these potions and shit, and we talking. And potions. Matter of fact, it's a whole other thing.
That's dope. No, I'm with that shit.
So I'm like, "Where you going?" He's like, "I'm going to Peru tomorrow, and I'm going into the Crystal Caves." And I said, "What do you mean the
Crystalline City?" I googled it.
And he's like, it's 9th dimensional. And the crystal beings come out, they bring you into these crystal caves, and they're like, bro, and I'm like, what, nigga?
I want to go.
I had to Google. I told everybody my ass a trip, and I had to go Google it later, right? So I Google it, and sure enough, it's the shit that my religion, Christianity, never taught me about. Like, you know, okie doke me, like that's a big surprise. But it's like, hey, like there's levels of consciousness, and when you start seeing crystal cities, you're getting closer to a Christ-like
Christ consciousness.
And it's like you're seeing things on another level on the plane. And then I start looking at how I move, and I'm looking at the people that draw to me, and I'm seeing how this is purgatory. I'm seeing the souls that gravitate to BEEZ, and I'm seeing what they look for in BEEZ. And then I see, like you said, the attack that comes back on me for being in that position. Like they said, like you gotta know the crystalline kids, they get bullied because you kind of like a kid that know too fucking much. I happen to be Aquarius, and we're known for being the people that think they know everything and got it.
That's
all
right.
You ain't wrong.
It's kind of
right.
I almost think of it in the sense how I explained and how it was explained to me when I seen the crystalline city. We kind of have a higher consciousness. It's almost like these people that live in the crystalline cities. They have this higher consciousness. We're almost avatars down here in these bodies, and we only sent. You can't put your whole spirit in a human body.
Right.
We send an impartation of ourselves, a piece of ourselves.
Right.
And we out here simming. I'm trying to figure. That's why we all have a certain understanding. But then we all, like, it's babble. We don't understand each other because we're all in this simulation, dog. But you'll hear your first mind. You'll walk in the room and be like, energy wrong, man. We should get out of here. And you'll have a friend that say, let's party in this motherfucker. And then it's like, if you was able to switch your goggles on and see what that shit look like in the spirit, you'd be like, now I understand why my higher self was trying to get me out of here, because he's controlling his character, and there's no more lives. So if I walk into a deadly situation and I die, you gonna throw the fuck. I appreciate that, Raw Vision.
My favorite interview. No, for real, because I got out of a car accident like that. Like, my homies, it was two cars, and it was this girl driving the other car, and I felt her, and she was like, who wants to get in my car? And she was hot, right? And she's like, who wants to get in my car? But I felt her energy. I'm like, nah, this bitch is crazy. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna get in this other car. All my other homies was like, no, we gonna roll with her, right?
We gonna beat her down.
She ended up running fucking head on into some other shit. Nobody died, thank God, but like car totaled, homie almost flew out the fucking front window. Is because like now I'm so sensitive to energy that if you're not on the same vibration, it's not
you won't get on.
I just can't fuck with you.
That's facts.
I'm all about energy.
No, definitely.
And don't get me wrong, you don't need drugs to do that. I just will say drugs have helped BEEZ get to the crystalline city, like getting outside of yourself. Like, it's to be honest, in the world we live in, it's so many false walls and perceptions built up that sometimes we, like I say, with our avatar, it's like you playing and you know your character's stuck on this mission and you trying to get him out, but you yourself, this is really your test, like why you're put here in purgatory. When you got right here, you got stuck. This is your problem every time. This is why you probably can't reside in the crystalline city, because it's a perfect place. I sent y'all here to get right, and you find like yourself in life, like, why do I keep, my thing is anger. I'm very intelligent, very smart, but I'm very animalistic. When I get mad, I lose all sense of the rationale. You think how smart I am, I go animalistic. But then I would have to ask myself, like, why do I know this? And knowing isn't everything. Why can't I change it? Because it's your curse you really sit here. Where you really sit here, like how he had to write them standards. You supposed to deal with your anger all day. BEEZ has to sit there and humble himself. And BEEZ, that's why BEEZ is cynical and does comedy, because he has to mask the fact that you are really a monster. You really get off on anybody. And it's like, God showed me myself, so now it's like I got so self-aware, like, nigga, you the motherfucking problem here on earth. And I can't tell everybody, you want to be the change in this world, it starts with yourself.
It's true.
Like, nigga, I'm the motherfucking Satan here. Nigga, I will blow up on motherfuckers and trip. I'll kill people with my words. I got to get BEEZ right. Then when I was able to see the bigger picture, I put life in perspective to that. Like, let me walk trying to do good to others.
I think we all just got to get out of our way, man. I think that's the truth. I think a lot of us are standing our own way. I feel like I honestly, I tell my wife this all the time, and my wife really, I don't talk to many people about this, but I feel like, we just want to make sense of life. You know what I mean? Like, we want to make sense of life, and I think that's man's biggest problem, is that we can't really make sense. Like, we don't have this shit figured out. We only just tell people what we think life should be.
It's scary. Like,
you know what I mean?
You think as a whole consciousness, if we're all a consciousness as a people, nobody knows how we got here. We still studying.
That's what
let's
I'm saying.
dig up more bones.
That's what
let's figure. We still got analogy. Like, even our theories,
shit.
Big Bang. That's what we got right now. We still. And you got to look at it as a people. And as long as they say we've been here, that's all we figured out, is that it might have been a Big Bang. And then where do we go? And it's like people that write these books. I've been here and I've seen what comes after this. but your ass came right back here, and you back here with me, I would think your dumb ass is in purgatory with the rest of us. Even the fact God let me see the crystalline city and brought me back here is something why I'm here. And it's like one thing's for certain is this place, and that's why I believe in reincarnation. Like we could be back here if I don't get my soul right. I believe that, like people say this is hell. I really believe, like you said, everything is real. If you put it in a perspective where you looking to understand,
Pac had a lyric like that was so fucked. It's like my worst fear of death is I come back to this motherfucker. Because
you're still having to learn the same problem. You probably been here. I've been here. I believe. People always told me I had an old spirit, and I believe, and I thought it was a good thing. Like, yeah, old spirit is dope. You know what I mean? But the fact is, like, when I put it in context of purgatory, nigga, you like a lifer, nigga. You been here since like before Jesus got killed. You still ain't figured it out. And then I'm like, damn. And then when I look at my life, this is why you so woke. Like the niggas in jail. You the wokest because you've been in purgatory the longest, dog. You've been fucking up the longest. And then I can see easily when I really look at it in the spirit, I can see where my biggest fuck ups is and where I'm fucking up. And it'd be that's the things that's the hardest to change about you. When we make excuses and scapegoats from like, this is why you here. This is why God say you all filthy rags. Because if we really put y'all all under a microscope, y'all all filthy in some fucking way. And this is really why we got compassion on others when we don't know it. And we act bougie and bigger because we can play this off in the physical and the bullshit realm. But we know, like, nigga, it's you bullshit, I'm bullshit. You feel me? Yeah. And I may not know to what extent, but I can even be like, I'm doing good right now. But you still bullshit. We'll die today and be back here next, and you'll be a goat herder next life, and then I will be the man if you play it out that way. Like,
my fuck might come back as a rock. That's the worst, man. Coming back as a rock.
Or a snail. I was thinking about a snail today. I don't.
Y'all not gonna do that because I've been here so fucking long. I don't know what I got next. And if I got rock time, I'm gonna do my rock time and be happy. You know how solid a rock is. A rock stand is on ground. A rock knows where he gonna be at every day.
I do come back. I want mine to come back as like Beyonce thongs or something.
Woo, that's a thought. Until she shorted that motherfucker on stage, then you mad. You feel me? You ain't never seen her do all the single ladies, and you ain't never got that horror story. Hey, Beyonce short too. Yeah, you gonna have to learn about life from Beyonce's drawers. Hey, everything ain't what it seems, my nigga.
Right.
Everything ain't what it seems, my nigga. I thought I lived that Beyonce life.
Nah, I'm joking. You come back anal bees though. Wouldn't that be fucked up? You talking about a rock? You trying to form shit into anal bees.
They said, I looked it up and they said I'm so old. I've been a one-celled organism. I've been a dodo bird. Like they said, I've been here so fucking long. I've been everything retarded. Like your spirit is you've been like, so that's why I got hot in my spirit. Like, no, don't knock the rock. Right, yeah. I was a rock for like 10,000 years before this life.
Absolutely,
the rock is cool.
Yeah, I think
some of y'all got some rock terms coming to you after this. You really fucked up here. This life.
Some people listen to this shit and think we like fucking bad shit crazy, but I believe like life can be. I honestly believe this shit can be whatever. I don't believe there's no limits to this shit.
This is what's so scary. Me and him know. And not saying y'all don't know. I feel like y'all do too because it's all levels of consciousness. We all do know that the ultimate consciousness. It's a whole lot of people right now that think we crazy. But then the scary part is how many people don't though.
Exactly.
Right. And then when I add up those numbers,
admit that they don't think we crazy. That's
if I ask anybody that comes in interviews, like you ever had sleep paralysis, woke up, can't move, you may not understand this money, but you're gonna tell me these is facts. A lot of what I'm talking about is gonna be fact. That's why you said my spirit can touch it because we all touch and agree with the truth. So when me and him sitting here, like whether you addictions, drugs, whatever they call it, we all can touch with the truth. And that's why I sometimes will listen to that homeless person, like he said, when he come my way and he got something to say. When the weirdo come my way and got something to say, I be all ears because I'm reading stuff in the spirit. Like, bro, the person that's gonna open my doors don't necessarily have to have that suit and tie on. He don't necessarily got to walk out the RCA studios or nothing like that. You'll be surprised who you be sitting right next to that has the ability to change your life in a big way. And I've had those stories. I had to get you out again though, so we can take part two of this.
We really got to get into it.
This is the Twilight Zone episode.
One last story.
Do your shit.
Oh, okay, I'm down.
Cause we can keep it going all night.
Nah, I got this show I got to go to. But so I had this song, right?
LSD?
This song where I wrote this song where I meet my future self. And he was a bum, and he told me if I don't, like, I'll kick some of the lyrics. And this shit, it gets deep, but it's like, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. I seen a bum the other day. He held out a bucket for spare change. I handed him a 20 and told him to keep the change. That's when I'm going. He said his name. He said his name was David. Oh shit, we had the same name. And right then, hold on. You gotta hear this shit.
Run it back in the scratch.
Yeah. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. I seen a bum the other day. He held out a bucket for spare change. I handed him a 20 and told him to keep the change. As I gave it to him, I asked him what was his name. He said his name was David. Oh shit, we had the same name. And right then, I empathized with the nigga. I took a look closer. Goddamn, you look familiar. Maybe a coincidence. Maybe he is familiar. Body full of tattoos, but all of them look familiar. As he looked to the left, I seen a picture of my mom on his neck. Under that, I seen the name of my ex scribbled. It was identical to the one I had gotten in middle school. What the fuck is going on? What am I seeing? I can't fucking believe it, right? And in the second verse, niggas telling me like all this fuck ups and mistakes I'm doing to get me on the path to get like. So, long story short, I'm downtown one day, and I seen this fucking homeless dude getting beat up by like these Mexican construction guards.
Construction guards?
Construction workers.
Damn.
Construction guards.
Hey, I got scared for the homie. I was like, they not even the niggas moving the bricks. They the niggas that guard the niggas that move the bricks.
No, but he was getting like fucked up, and he was like, like I've never really seen anybody my height. Like I've seen niggas shorter, I've seen people tall. I've never seen someone that's like my exact height, right? So he's getting beat up and he's stumbling across the street bloody and shit. Like everybody's walking away from him and shit, and he just walks right up to me. And I on my phone I pressed voice record because I knew he was about to say something crazy. He said, they're watching you. You're on the path. They're watching you. And started telling me, like, if I don't change certain things, like certain things that I can't really get into, but like certain personal things that nobody on planet Earth would know. Right. But this nigga was like, if you don't change that, this is going to be you. This nigga starts shaking me and shit. I wrote this before this.
Why he bloodied and all this shit?
Why he bloodied?
He fresh out the asshole. Hey, bro, God told me, look, I'm here for one thing.
One thing.
God told me to tell you just one thing.
And the nigga, man, I don't know. Life is crazy. It's
shout out to Bloody Homie, though, with the message.
And anyone that's listening right now, if I can inspire you to do one thing, it would be that, like, your life is a movie. And you could have the most interesting movie, or you can live within the boundaries of fear, and you can be safe, and you could waste a lot of time just being in your comfort zone. But life gets a lot funner when you just say, you know what, I'm going to accept the infinite possibilities that this reality, this dimensional vortex, whatever the fuck I'm in has, and I'm just gonna say yes to life. Because like once you start saying yes to life, then like everything happens. Then the movie starts.
Pass that fucking collection plate around. Go ahead.
I'm serious.
Seriously, come on with it. No,
I really want to get my man back down. I don't know how much time we got left.
We got like a shit. We up.
The next time we do this interview, we should both pop some tabs and do it on acid. I'd be happy.
We might have to do that.
Richie gonna be right here just enjoying the show.
And that's what's cool, because they know, when you have acid, you can feel that energy. Like the people, you can feel the spectator. Like you'll be off it and you'll be creeped out by the people because you're like, damn, they really just observing you in that spirit. Like I used to, don't get me wrong, you have like these cartoon effects where it'll be us talking in here and I look up and it's like you guys seen in reality where the two people walked in, but I missed it because how my mind's firing. You'll be like, nigga, where the fuck these 3 extra people come from? You get creeped out like that where it's the type of thing you really want to do with motherfuckers that's off the shits too, because you're gonna be like, somebody gonna be like, they're not gonna be understanding you. Like, man, you tripping. Like, bro, y'all don't see the waves? Hell no, I don't see the waves. And then they start getting trippy to you. Like,
right.
You'll fuck up your acid trip. You can't have a bad acid trip. I'm not saying LSD is... No, it's a roller coaster ride. And it could be Superman or it could be Riddler's Revenge. It could be several kind of rides.
I'm going to take y'all word.
I'm going to take y'all word.
Halloween episode. We all pop ass. We're going to talk to the upside down. We're going to play Thriller in this motherfucker. We're going to bring a strobe. We're going to try to have a bad trip on Halloween. We're going to try to...
Yeah, man, but
it's Raw Vision.
Yeah, it's Raw Vision, man. That's we want to thank David Sabastian coming through one time, man, with these great stories, man. We're
gonna get you back through. We're gonna do it. Me and you gonna do it. We're gonna definitely have the acid episode.
I give y'all a promise, like. Let's say, because you know how fast it takes for a motherfucker to blow up nowadays. I get, like, when I get to that peak that I'm telling y'all, like, biggest artist in the world, number one, I will always come back and do this show.
Hey,
like, never no Hollywood shit.
Hey, man, we appreciate it.
I ain't gonna believe you the first person that really gave me that love on Raw Vision. That's the first, and I love
just in case you blow up, I'm gonna get your nut.
I'm serious, man.
Y'all should here with the goddamn contract.
I definitely believe you. I seriously believe you, man. I can feel your energy. You gotta get energy.
You know, because I study niggas like, you know, Bob Marley. I read this thing about Bob Marley on No Woman No Cry, right? He gave 3 points, like, you know, like writer credit to this dude who owned a soup kitchen for the homeless, right? Yeah. So no matter how big that song is, he would always make money for the rest of his life. Right.
That's
Pac
dope.
fucked with Carl Kanai because he was a black designer. You know what I mean? He was like, and Carl was like, yo, how much I gotta pay you to be in my? He's like, I'll do that shit for free because you like a brother and you do. You know what I mean? Right. People don't really have integrity like that. Like, I respect this just for what it is.
That's our so president of our company, actually, is that's our client, though.
Who, Carl?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my nigga.
The Celestine keeps going, though. He stay downtown somewhere down there?
I know. I was supposed to pick up a bomber jacket from my birthday was on Saturday, and you had some shit for me. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
For sure.
On the 7th.
I remember my stepdad. I didn't have no daddy. My stepdaddy took me to
my wife's on Friday.
What, birthday?
Yeah.
Okay, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Monique.
The Nibbles. It's a Nibble Day celebration.
Freakily.
And we're going to get out of here till next week. We had Dave come through, man, and definitely dropped some knowledge on us. He took us in a whole new vibe. I think that was probably the rawest episode we had.
I definitely enjoyed this.
I'm never going to front. This is probably like the best episode. Right. I always say that, but it gets better every time.
And it's going to be hot because it's
lately.
We've been pre-recorded. We like 12 episodes ahead. There's some niggas like, what you mean? My shit ain't even dropped yet. No. Yeah, nigga.
I'm going to say this one, then JAG's episode.
That shit was fire too. Yeah, I know some of you niggas need to step up your podcast game because
Cleo's, you want to feel Cleo's beat? Anyhow, man, we out of here, man. Y'all
Cleo.
Raw Vision, baby.
Raw Vision, we gone.
Peace.
Well, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like